Hello everyone, my name is Ganiat Sarumi. You are watching Multicultural channel. With diabetes prevalence on the rise, Healthy Muslim Families organized a diabetes awareness workshop here in Winnipeg, which emerged as an initiative to empower individuals with essential information, create awareness, and take proactive measures to combat this health challenge. With me here is Amna Iqbal, the Programs Director of Healthy Muslim Families. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum salam, dear Ganiat. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Thank you to you, Multicultural channel, for coming over and covering our workshops and the legal clinic for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us. So I have a few questions for you today. So my first question would be, what motivated the organization to host this diabetes awareness workshop in Winnipeg, and what are the primary objectives of the workshop?
That's a very good question, Ganiat, and thank you for that for asking. So the reason behind building this organization is always to help and to fortify our families through educational workshops, through different programs, and to different services also to our community members, so that they can build up a strong and a healthy community. Diabetes workshop is again another great initiative from our community, I would say that, because most of our programs, they build up upon the community requests, what our community would like to see and what they would like to attend. That is the why. And second reason is November is the Diabetic Awareness Month. We deal with everyone, but mainly with the newcomers, new immigrants, families, including seniors, women, youth, and children. So today's workshop is also designed, again, to create an awareness and how we can take the proactive measures to prevent, this disease, and how we can educate our community members. So that is the main objective of this workshop.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Can you please elaborate on the topics and themes that will be covered during the workshop to raise awareness about diabetes?
Well, before I jump on to the topics and the activities, I would say that the facilitator is very amazing. She is the professional within our community. She's the doctor, and I'm very happy that she gave us some time to present to our community members. The activities, again, we are covering, again, we design and develop our programs very deeply, because we know the community, we know our women, we know our men, and how much the time we should give to our health. So the workshop is the topics are various. Again, the diabetes 1, diabetes 2, the diabetes type 1 and diabetes type 2, the gastral diabetes, the women when they are pregnant, if they have diabetes, what consequences they can have after the delivery of the baby, then especially how the diabetes transfers when you are through the family history, and the other types, because Ramadan is coming, so I would say that we have to give some importance upon how we can fast. I mean, all those dilemmas and all those challenges, how we have to tackle them. Diabetes are getting very common in children also, right? How the insulin works in our body, that is very important. Same for the seniors and for the youth as well.
Thank you so much. Are there any guest speakers, medical professionals or experts scheduled to participate in the workshop? And what expertise or insights will they bring to the discussion?
Well, that's again a very deep question. Again, we always prefer the professionals, the experienced professionals, and if not, they are not experienced, we always hire them, the professionals. We request them to give us some time, because our community, our seniors and our people, the new immigrants, they would like to listen those kind of topics in their own languages, right? So Arabic, Bangla, Urdu, even in English too. So we are we offer those programs in different languages. We always try to provide the same program in different languages. And our community members, they would like to see, the professionals face to face, because in a casual environment where they can ask questions if they have concerns, they would like to know more about it, because when they are going into the walk-ins or in the appointments are restricted, right? They don't get enough time, unfortunately, because again, there's a long line outside waiting for them to see. So they are professionals, and they are professionals within the community, and they're always, I'm very happy to say that our professionals, they're always available to make some time out for these workshops. So yes, they are professionals, and they are taking some time out for our community, and happy that other than their professional lives, they are doing some other a social work, you can say that, or they are benefiting the community also, on the other hand.
Oh, amazing, amazing. How does this workshop aim to engage and benefit the community in Winnipeg, particularly those who may have limited knowledge about diabetes and its management?
So that is why we are arranging or organizing these workshops. Again, I would not go in the detail like how much time it will take to organize one workshop. It takes a lot of effort, because again, you're starting from very scratch, then you're building up slowly, checking the availabilities of the professional, because they are busy people, right? And then upon like which day we have available in the office also, because after the COVID, we are trying to bring everybody back to the normal routine, pre-COVID routine, you can say that. And it's a lot of effort. So again, the purpose is to create the awareness within our community for our community members. The material which our Dr. Nada is the professional who is giving the presentation today, we made sure that we are taking in all the topics which are necessary to help them. And definitely you can't cover, diabetes is a big topic, you can't cover it in one sitting or in 60 minutes, but we always try to provide the best information we can. Especially the question and answer session is another opportunity for our people, for our community members to ask questions. The third thing, we always give a great emphasis on providing resources, because everybody is not the technological friendly, and they don't have much time maybe to go on and to sit on the computer and look for the resources available in Winnipeg. So we always try to provide a kind of a resource list to our participants, where they can go and look for the answers which they are looking for. So again, in today's workshop also, we are providing with a kind of a resource list which is going to cover different things regarding the eye care, regarding diabetes, and regarding the foot care, because again, this one disease is like related and affects different body organs also.
Final question for you. What advice or key takeaways do the organizers hope participants would gain from attending this diabetes awareness workshop?
Well, again, I would say that it's a long topic. It takes years to change your lifestyle, right? Eating habits. Again, diabetes is all related about the food we are taking in, we are consuming, and how much active we are in our daily lives. So it's not something we can do it in days or weeks. It's a lifestyle change, right? Today's presentation also carried some kind of activities which were like kind of eye-opening for me also, because when you have to compare two food items, like which food item is carrying how much fat, how many carbohydrates, and how much sodium, and then compared to the other product, the same product which is available in the market. So how are you going to decide to pick what? So those kind of exercises, I'm really happy that we have done those exercises in the workshop, and we let the participants to answer and to share their reviews, to share their opinions, so that we can see together, all right, so these are the elements we have to think while buying a product. So those are the things we are trying to add some more kind of a hands-on activities, hands-on experiences, so that our participants can change or can adopt a lifetime change in their lifestyle. So that's what I want to say. It's not a change which we can take or consider in a day. It's a lifestyle change, and that's what we want people to stay active and to eat healthy.
Thank you very much for your time today. We still have one more interview with you. Please stay with us. back. I have with me here Dr. Nada. She's a health professional and she would be talking at the workshop, the Diabetes Awareness Workshop. So thank you very much for coming on our channel today, Doctor. My first question to you would be, can you please elaborate on the topics and themes that will be covered during the workshop to raise awareness about diabetes?
Yeah, sure. So as everyone know, November is like the Diabetes Awareness Month. So we just wanted to do something for it, just to be for people who has diabetes or have risk of diabetes, just to understand what diabetes is, what are the types, how to prevent the progression of diabetes, what could be the complications, so that they would know when to go to the hospital, and specifically as a Muslim community specifically for fasting in Ramadan, because as you know, Ramadan is going to come soon. So just what is different in Ramadan, why they need to check with the doctor first, and so on. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for answering that question. Could you please describe like the elements or activities planned for the participants, so they can better like understand diabetes management, the prevention, and maybe like lifestyle changes?
Okay, so as you mentioned in the workup, we were going to discuss all of these topics as we discussed before, and it's usually going to be more like what we did is more interactive, so we're trying to talk and see if there's any questions regarding these topics. Also afterwards, they measured the blood pressure, blood glucose, just to see if there is someone who's diabetic, they want to check up on themselves, someone who's pre-diabetic or has a risk of diabetes, just to know if they should go to the doctor regarding their diabetes and so on. So these are regarding the activities, and then we went through each topic in details and saw the questions of everyone.
In what ways do you think this workshop would align with ongoing efforts or initiative to promote public health and wellness within the city of Winnipeg?
Yeah, especially in the vicinity. This is specifically, of course, our community as Muslims here. But from what we have seen so far, a lot of people might be diabetic, but they don't understand much about their diabetes, how they should treat with it, especially regarding the nutrition and physical activities. Like they know they should, but most people don't do it because they don't understand what's the benefits of it and what's the harm from not doing it. So the main aim was kind of just to understand more, to be able to get the motivation to actually do what the doctor tell you to do. So I think this would be really helpful for all the diabetic patients and also the people who are at risk, because some people would have, let's say, a parent, a mother or a father who are diabetic, and they fear that they might have diabetic one day. So just they need this information to be able to help their parents or the family member who has diabetes, and as well as to prevent it from happening for themselves.
Can you please tell me like the challenges faced by the participants and the recurrent question that they asked during the workshop about diabetes?
Yeah, sure. From what I've seen during the workshop itself, the main questions were regarding the nutrition part. So as always, what we're eating, we're used to eating something specific. So the issue with diabetes, it's a chronic disease. So something that you stay with for the rest of your life, but you just have to control it to make sure it doesn't get worse or you go into complications. So most of them had an issue with actually implementing this lifestyle, which means like the physical activity that is needed, the nutrition, you have to be more aware of it. You have to know what you're eating, what carbohydrates you're eating, what proteins, and so on. So I think an issue about this was their unawareness. They weren't, I would say, educated about this specifically about what to eat and so on. So hopefully that workshop would have gave them the introduction they need so they could read more about it if needed, and just to understand, to look at the labels at the back of what we eat and so on. And also because a lot of immigrants, so most people would have certain dishes that they're used to eating, and some of them we don't use the good fat and so on. So replacing this was really important, that's what we discussed. And also it's always a recommendation to go to a dietitian, so they would have like an experienced person who would be able to keep their cultural food as much as they can, but just substitute a few things here and there, so it would be more healthy for them and they could implement it easily into their lifestyle.
That must have been very enlightening for them.
Yeah,
right?
Hopefully.
Okay. Thank you very much. My final question for you would be, what advice do you have as a health professional for our viewers or for the general public about diabetes, and like the takeaways that you want the participants to have after they do the workshop?
Yeah, sure. So I would say the main things is that you need to know your own type of diabetes. That's for diabetic patients, because type 1 and type 2 are different. The management is different, like the treatment, the medications that they need. That's one thing. The other thing is that they need to know what actually happens in diabetes and why they need to follow all of the doctor's rules, because you know that the doctor sometimes asks for a lot of things, but that's for their own benefit. But they just need to understand each of them, why we're doing this, why we're eating like this, why we're doing this physical activity, and how to implement it. So that's how we try to kind of go through it through the workshop. Just for everyone at home, I would like them to, as much as they can, there's screening, so we need to be aware of it, especially for people who are more than 40 years and have risk of diabetes. Every 3 years, it's recommended for them to go to their doctor and get screened. Usually your doctor would be the one that would say that. Also, as a diabetic patient, please follow as much as you can what your doctor says, and try to remember that at the end, it's like an individualized plan. So everyone has a different plan that the doctor did specifically for them. So please follow what your doctor said, not just what everyone says, because the medications he chose is what works for you and so on. And just, it would be better to try it and be more aware of what your condition is, because we all know that diabetes is something that you would live with. So it's really good to understand what's actually happening inside your body and be aware of the complications to prevent them in the future, hopefully.
Thank you so much for coming on our channel.
Thank
Dr.
you for having
Nada.
me. Thank you.
This has been very enlightening. Thank you so much. The impact of this workshop extends far beyond its duration, fostering a culture of awareness and proactive health management within the hearts and homes of Winnipeg's diverse population. Thank you very much for watching us today. My name is Ganiat. See you next time.